Hello guys, welcome to my first video, and this is gonna be a reaction video because I don't know how to do gameplay, but gonna be reacting to the streamer with basically zero haters by Mav-ish, I think. So yeah, I just need to set it up. Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way.
In 2020, a global pandemic forced the entire world to stay indoors. With nothing to do, millions of people ended up on TikTok. And if you were scrolling through it back then, you just might remember this guy, wearing a beanie and screaming at his phone while reacting to videos, also known as the angriest man on TikTok.
I really just want to bomb check his ass through a window!
He started posting on TikTok in December of 2019 during his senior year of high school in New Jersey. His first video was a lookalike trend filmed at the gym with friends. You'd pose and the app would flash whoever you resembled. Joe's result was Ivan Drago from Rocky.
And everybody says I look like Ivan Drago from Rocky. It's just because I'm blonde. Yeah, I got a chin. I made the video, got like 400 likes, and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna try.
He would start reacting to the videos where you fix everything using ramen.
Without making your toilet. Secondly, why are you repairing it with ramen and seasoning it? Just
People would find his reactions funny. Eminem, why are you so mad? Many things don't make sense to this guy. You're so funny. He calls the 4 months that followed the dark ages, mostly him yelling at fake repair videos, although none of it paid.
I didn't start making money on TikTok till I had like 1 million followers. I started TikTok December 2019. They didn't even make a creator fund until like August or September of that year.
However, Joe's follower count was climbing, which meant Joe's actual day was split between a career that paid nothing and a job at a GNC supplement store that he hated.
I used to work at GNC, the supplement store. I hated it there. While I was working at GNC, I would go to class, go to the gym. From the gym, I would go to work. After that, I would make TikToks, post them, and then go on TikTok live.
At his peak, he was posting up to 42 videos in just a single week. Additionally, across the whole run, he estimates around 6,000 total videos, yet there was no single video that blew him up overnight.
No, like I'm not some mastermind of social media. I think I learned this on the move, and that's why I always say it's just trial and error. I didn't have an end goal with TikTok to be doing YouTube where I am now. I just like took every day at its own and then scheduled a week in advance.
During the early days of TikTok, the Creator Fund was fairly new. For over 20 million views, you'd only get paid around $300, which was incomparable to other platforms. Joe created a YouTube channel in June of 2020, followed by a Twitch channel that August of the same year. Joe stated, most TikTokers could never manage that jump, but he could, because he built the whole thing on talking. However, even when combining all three platforms, Joe was only earning what an entry-level job pays.
I was probably making like 40K a year, and that was like everything combined from YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. Like I wasn't making a lot of money. Like I wasn't making big bucks from, I had millions of followers, didn't do anything.
Therefore, by Joe's own account, he had to do something. During the times of COVID-19, because everyone was stuck in quarantine, you couldn't easily get a haircut. For Joe, he liked to use beanies to cover up his hair, often being called the CEO of wearing beanies. People assumed the reason he wore beanies was because he had an uneven head.
Thank you for this wonderful comment. I'm not wearing the beanie right now, and I don't think my head's that uneven. I mean, to each their own, but I wear the beanie because my hair's messed up a lot, because I haven't gotten a haircut in the past 3 months because of quarantine, and I'm too lazy to do my hair, so I put the beanie on. I also like just wearing beanies. I like beanies. I don't see how there's a problem with that.
As a result, he had gotten a collection of the same beanie, featuring it in different colors. At this point, he kept wearing it because it made him instantly recognizable. A signature visual element that people associate with you on site. The beanie was his.
Being a character, being somebody that people are able to recognize outside of just like a person. I think that character doesn't even necessarily need to be something that's detached from you. It just needs to be something that's associated with you that people can recognize. Like Leo.
By September 2022, Joe was approaching 20 million followers on TikTok alone, becoming one of the most recognizable creators on the platform. However, most of the people who recognized him didn't know his name.
The majority of people that recognize me don't know me. People that recognize me in public don't know me. They go, you're the guy from TikTok, like the beanie guy, every time. TikTok Joe Bartolozzi is a character, and I think that hurt my personality actually.
And even just going outside, was becoming a problem for Joe.
I'm walking, it's fine. And then like one kid will go, Joe? The second that kid walks up, 30 other people swarm me. See, the benefit of me being a cat on TikTok though, they could walk up to me and I could just be like, you, and just walk away.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, that's Joe.
Hell yeah, I love Joe. Didn't have any idea who he was at the time. I'm a big fan now. Honestly, Joe was a surprise to me originally. Never thought I'd be so invested in his content, but he's such an entertaining guy. Additionally, sometimes Joe isn't entirely acting.
And when I crash out on stream, a lot of people think it's fake. Like, no, a lot of the time I'm actually crashing out. I be a river. I'm timing your ass out for a fucking spot. Why would I ever do that? Dude, oh my god, I literally thinking to myself, dude, oh my god, I'm literally gonna pass out.
In a Dexerto interview, Joe reveals his secret to cooling off after going nuts on stream. Joe shared two major things that help him get over his gamer rage: working out and meditating. Working out's a big thing. I think that's a big stress reliever. It helps hanging out with friends, watching movies, being chill, having a good time. Meditation I've done from time to time. I would say maybe having some white noise playing in the back, focusing on breathing, sitting crisscross applesauce, eyes closed, just focusing. Just let your mind wander. Bring it back. You'll feel like a new person. I usually just walk off frame and stand there. I think I find myself questioning why I'm getting so mad, and I think sometimes I'll walk back on frame a calmer man. However, Joe would later admit the character came with a cost.
I used to be narcissistic. I thought I was cool. It was fun to make a video that popped off, and it's COVID, and I just sit at home and be a bum all day. I was making like $10 a stream for 3 hours.
The first 7 months on Twitch were Rocket League and Minecraft every day.
First game on. I would have scored that.
I love watching you rage in video games. It's refreshing.
Like initially I used to just play Rocket League and Minecraft every day for like 7 months. It got so bad so fast. I hated it.
Near the start of 2021, he switched to Variety and Just Chatting. As a result, the numbers somewhat dipped, then grew. However, the change that mattered wasn't in the metrics. In Just Chatting, there's no game to hide behind. It's just you talking for hours. Joe explained that snapped him out of playing the character.
I was still doing a character up until I transferred out of just doing Rocket League and Minecraft every day. Once I was finally able to actually get into Variety and start doing like Just Chatting and just talk, it like snapped me out of it.
Around the same time, two things happened off stream. He started dating a girl named Brooke Armitage, and he was entering his sophomore year at Stockton University in New Jersey, where he'd chosen to study philosophy and religion.
And slowly I became not an asshole when I started dating Brooke, and I started doing philosophy and all that shit. Then I started really grinding social media on Twitch and YouTube now.
However, philosophy was not an obvious fit because Joe was not a natural student. In high school, he'd been a B and C student.
Freshman, sophomore year, I was like a B, C student because I just wouldn't study. I'd play Fortnite. I played more Fortnite than I actually paid attention in class.
His freshman history teacher, who was also the basketball coach, would read test scores aloud to the class.
He would say the names, whatever, it would go Joe. One time I had a 56, and he read Joe Bartolozzi, 56, in front of the whole class. It got so bad, because he knew I wouldn't study, that I would hand in my test, and he would say, 73. I'll give you a 73 if I don't have to grade this.
The same teacher once bet Joe would get an answer wrong.
He put $400 on my desk. The whole class was paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. He was like, and he asked me the question. I got it wrong.
Yet at some point, he started trying. He took APs, and as a result, his grades turned around. Therefore, by the time he walked out of Stockton University, Joe had graduated magna cum laude with a bachelor's degree in philosophy and religion. Arts, philosophy, religion. Well, I'm glad he already got his TikTok and YouTube career. He's graduated as magna cum laude. Holy shit, this guy is actually educated.
I graduated with magna cum laude. Magna cum laude. Yep, 3.95 GPA. I had a B in one class. Get out of here.
I'm a janitor at a mall, so I listen to Joe sometimes. He's genuinely one of the best storytellers I've listened to. Thank you for making my work days entertaining, Joe. It seemed the philosophy wasn't just an exercise. On the same Chuckle Sandwich podcast episode, the host brought him on specifically to judge Reddit's Am I the Asshole threads using what they called his superior philosophical brain.
How are we reviewing this? I'm just going to be giving my take on whether or not I think somebody is the asshole.
We're depending on you being a virtuous person, I think.
A virtuous person. So you want my take here? I'm taking a moral theory class.
Wait, this is perfect because you're a philosophy major.
Philosophy major, yeah. Read Nietzsche,
nice.
John Dewey, yeah.
I think this is honestly more perfect than we thought it was going to be. We just thought you were going to yell like you do on your little
Oh,
TikTok
yeah?
channel.
Well, I
You
can
know,
actually
your
give a
little
take
TikTok.
here. Oh, my little TikTok channel.
As a result, in January of 2025, Joe made another channel called Joe Bart Philosophy. He'd explain why the channel resonated.
I think people like my reacts because they feel like they're watching the video with me. I think they like my philosophy because they realize I'm dealing with the same struggles as them. Like, you're watching me go through my own life struggles and my own, revelations, and I can just share them, right? Every day
However, what made Joe Bart different was a difference in what he decided to do with the platform he built. Joe Bartolozzi is an official partner of the 988 Crisis Lifeline. He posts content directing his audience to call, text, or chat 988 if they're ever going through a tough time.
I haven't posted here in a while, but I like making mental health videos here and there, and since that's really all I post on this app anymore, I wanted to make one specifically talking about the crisis line. I shout them out a lot when people tell me they're going through certain things. I think a lot of time people have hesitancy to reaching out because they feel like
People would comment such as, "I'm glad we made you famous, Joe." This guy saves lives, by the way. He has helped raise charities for countless causes such as St. Jude Fundraiser, Movember Fundraiser, Project Hope Fundraiser, American Red Cross Fundraiser, Make-A-Wish, Feeding America, WWF, Direct Relief, American Heart Association Fundraiser, and countless others. His parents have been divorced since he was a month old.
my parents have been divorced since I was a month old. My chat will ask me when I'm on Twitch, they're like, what should I write about in my college essay? And I'll be so straight up, I'm like, don't write about your parents' divorce because they don't care. It doesn't make you unique. And I say it bluntly, and then people will be like, oh, that's so messed up. And I'm like, dude, my parents have been divorced since I was a month old.
As of May of 2026, Joe's main YouTube channel has almost 5 million subscribers and 1.76 billion total views. On Twitch, he'd built around 3 million followers, ranked 150th on the entire platform for the year, and once held around 30,000 people watching at the same time. Even though his TikTok is now mostly inactive, he still holds around 25 million followers and 2.2 billion likes. In November of 2025, Joe had been nominated for Best Just Chatting Streamer at the Streamer Awards, in the same category as Kai Cenat and Jason the Ween.
Okay, guys. So that will be it of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And peace and peace and peace out.